It's Monday, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is Just Parlays. I am your host, Scott Steehn, lead handicapper at WHINERS. Who are you, sir?
I'm Bobby the Brain Heenan. Bless you.
Thank you very much. I thought I got the cough button on that. I guess I didn't get it completely.
Oh no, you got it, but I could see your facial expression.
Oh, all right, very good. Hey, I know it's Memorial Day. You said you don't really like to hear the phrase "Happy Memorial Day," so
I mean that's pretty much the oxymoron of the century, isn't it?
I understand the logic behind it. So how do we wish everybody a what kind of Memorial Day do we wish everybody?
I guess we would probably say safe.
A safe,
probably be the
Memorial
best.
Day? Okay, there you go.
Because once you get to Memorial Day, you get a lot more of the drunks out there on the roads and everything. So
the rookies, it's the rookies, man. I hate driving on rookie days.
You mean the noobs?
Yeah, the noobs. Yeah, your Memorial Day, your Labor Day, your 4th of July is awful. Of course, New Year's Eve is the worst.
Yeah, that's true.
There's just no reason for it in this day and age of Uber, where for $20-$40 if you're far away, it costs you $40 to get home. Come on, knock it off. Let's go.
Yeah, really. I mean, if you can't afford to pay $40 to get a safe ride home, you probably shouldn't have been out drinking in the first place.
Yeah, good point. Unknown Eddie says he's ready today, boys. Let's go get him. Yeah, we got kind of a light card, Chris, between the early baseball games. A lot of Memorial Day games going on in the majors. We got one hockey game, but of course, the NBA. A brief respite here before we get going in the finals. Any surprises as far as the NBA finals go, Chris? G Money in the house, man. What's up?
Sorry. I mean, we thought that Miami was the best team in the East, but like we talked about before Game 6, and even though Miami won that one, was the biggest factor that decided that series was availability of players. And Tyler Hero tried to gut it out in Game 7. He played 7 minutes. So he was obviously ineffective. He had no points. And Butler played all 48 minutes. Now, let me ask you, Scott, 2 things about that game yesterday. Number one, Did you like the fact that they went back and reviewed the 3-pointer that Struss hit in the third quarter, where they then ruled he was out of bounds? And 2, if you were Eric Spoelstra, do you endorse Butler shooting a pull-up 3 in the last 20 seconds when you could tie the game with a 2?
Well, by the way, G Money said he won the first half over, gave it back in the second half. I blame Butler. I don't know if you can lay it at Butler's feet, but
pretty much anybody else but Butler and Adebayo, you could lay it at pretty much.
As far as reviewing the play, okay, I'm all right with it. Get it right. They're certainly taking enough roasting for the officiating in the postseason. As far as the shot goes, it's really 2 different questions. If I'm Spoelstra, do I endorse it? Yeah, you have to, because he's your best player, and you have to back him.
What about internally?
There you go. What do you feel about it internally? You know what? I don't know his mind, but for me, I was okay with it, man. He had a wide open look. He went for the jugular. It's is he known for his 3-point shooting? No. Is he awful at it? No. Can he bangs down some 3-pointers when he's wide open? Yeah, because number one, you've got a wide open look. Your percentage should go up 10%?
You would think.
Just anecdotally, just pulling that number completely out of my butt, I would say contested versus uncontested probably puts 10% in your pocket.
The weird thing was, though, in the regular season, Butler had only taken 19 pull-up threes the whole year. So It was kind of a weird time to pull one out. He was 6 of 19 on those shots.
Well, and I don't know how many of them, the thing is, how many of them are that wide open?
True.
What are the circumstances? I don't know. Could he have driven for the 2? Almost certainly. Almost certainly he could have driven for the tie. So
I mean, I guess what they say is the issue that would have been if he drove was in the series when he was guarded by Horford, who was the nearest guy to him there, he shot 27%.
Okay. Well, okay. Yeah, but a lot of those shots are when Horford already has his defensive position set.
Right. I'm just saying, I wonder if that got into his head. Maybe he thought,
maybe.
If I'm driving on Horford, am I going to get a decent shot off with the size differential?
If you've got a guy backpedaling like that and you've got the advantage and there's nobody else to help, I think you could certainly say that that's a very high percentage shot.
And I guess the other thing is, if I'm in Boston, is why is Marcus Smart shooting the ball 22 times?
Well, there's a better question. And he finally, at the end of the game, realized that, hey, I'm not very good from shooting downtown.
So he 3 of 10 in the game.
He passed up a couple of opportunities for shots beyond the arc late and drove the ball. So with mixed results there. As far as the total goes, still that was a weird line move for me where the game 6 was 201.5, and that one goes off or at least opened 6 points lower.
Yeah, I grabbed it at 195.5, so it just went over from there.
That's what we had it at as well. But it was ridiculous that it was even a question because they're 157 through 3.
Right.
So, we 40 points, everybody wins because I think 190, it might have gotten to 197 in some spots, but most of what I saw late was 196, 196.5.
Oh, Caesar says it closed at 198.
Did it get that high? Okay.
Apparently, that's what ESPN listed as the odds from Caesars was Boston by 3 and 198 for the total.
Well, it's one of the things that we preach on this show, and one of the things I preach on the show with Scott. It is shop your lines, and every half point counts. A lot of times, most times, vast majority of times, doesn't matter. But it matters just enough to sometimes make a difference between profitability and being in the red. So there you go. Hey, it's great to be here, guys. I hope everybody is having a great Memorial Day. Appreciate everybody that's taking a few minutes to stop by and chat with us. Of course, don't forget to smash that like button. We certainly appreciate the effort. And, of course, get subscribed to both of our YouTube channels, both the Winners and Whiners YouTube channel and the Max Wagers Network YouTube channel as well. A lot of great content over there on Max Wagers Network every single day, Monday through Friday, noon. It's Midday Money with Sean Higgs, 1 o'clock. Brings you Morning Wood with Allie Burns, 2 o'clock. Find you right here with Chris and I talking about dim parlays. 3 p.m., Scott and I will do our best to help you head back to the window as a successful gambler.
In Studio B.
In Studio B, as I run over there to Studio B. At 4 p.m., it is Sean Miller giving his take on soccer from around the globe, and, of course, bringing it all home at 5 p.m., as they always do with Game Time Decision. It is the Earl brothers, Tim and Nick, along with their pal Detroit Lenny, keeping everybody on the straight and narrow, doing their thing at 5 o'clock. So make sure you check out all the great offerings on the Max Wagers Network. You're looking for more premium plays. You're looking for our very best plays. Chris and I both have those in the show description. You click on the link, get a daily pass, get a weekly pass, monthly pass, firstborn. We'll give you any length of time that you want. So, unknown, and he said he's got just enough to mess up my parlay ticket.
Yeah, that's probably pretty. I had it pegged where he would go over in assists, and Smart only ended up with 5. The number was 5.5, probably because he shot the ball 22 friggin' times. Of course, by the same token, Butler I had going over 4.5, and he had 1?
Yeah. Yep. Not ideal, my friend. And we're closing out the month here. Chris, I don't know if we're doing a new promo for the next month or not. We haven't got the word yet, but there's a good chance that we are. So if you haven't done it yet, maybe today's the day. Maybe you got that hockey game lined up. Maybe there's a baseball game you're all over. Whatever it is, you want a chance to up your game a little bit. Caesars gives it to you as they offer you first bet insurance up to $1,100. All you got to do, open up an account in Caesars. Of course, Caesars must be in your state, derp, and fund it. Your first deposit, and then make your first bet, whatever that bet is. It is guaranteed up to $1,100 from the fine folks at Caesars. If you win, you win. Congratulations. That's what you're supposed to do. And if you lose, Caesar says, whoops, yep, no worries. We'll make it good up to $1,100. Make sure that you are 21 to play unless you happen to reside in New Hampshire and Wyoming, or Wyoming. I guess and would be difficult to reside in both of those states, where you have to be, how old, Chris?
8.
8. That is correct. No, it is actually 18. So there you go.
There's an 8 in there.
How'd your weekend go, bud?
I had a couple of 4-teamers that panned out, so I mean it wasn't all bad. I think one was, like I said to you Friday night, it's bad when it's an off night when you have a 4-teamer cash 11-1.
Yeah, heartbreaker.
Yeah. Yesterday was 16-1. I think Saturday was 14-1. So
okay, so that's your bad weekend.
Well, I mean, when you look at what we did on Thursday, then it looks like it's like
yes, everything that's not 1,000-1. Everybody's like, "What are you doing? You're just out there fucking around. What are you?
Yeah, what is this crap?
You're not even trying anymore." So. Oh, very good, my friend. Well, we talked about a kind of a short slate. Did you think for Memorial Day? Did you cook out? I know you're a big griller.
Yep.
You know, I'm a big fan of yours because you know the difference between grilling and barbecuing. So right away, you and I have something in common. I think I've been working with Reichel for 3 years on that. I'm not sure he's still understands the difference yet. But anyway,
I grilled some burgers and some hot dogs and some bratwurst. I got some ribeyes to go on later today. Can't go wrong with a good ribeye. You know, I'd like to get some of the tomahawks, but they're, you know, a little harder to find.
Yeah, and they're I understand because again, I don't need a lot of beef, I don't need a lot of steak, but I understand prices are pretty high right now for those high end cuts of meat.
You're not kidding.
I don't know. I told you I called a place, kind of a like a casual dining. It's a place called Jumpin' Catfish. Like they don't even have the G in it. That's no casual.
It's a good old apostrophe after the N.
Right, that kind of thing. So they do a crab leg thing, and all you can eat crab legs. I called them one time just to see how much it was. $100, $100, $99. Like I'm not spending $100 to go somewhere without a G. I'm just not doing it, man.
You got standards,
dude. If I'm going to spend $250 plus on dinner for two.
You want a G at the end of the name.
I want to have a G. I want to have a tablecloth. I want to have a guy wearing a suit.
You have to be grammatically correct.
Yes, sir. So, well, good. I hope you hope your ribeyes do well.
And, what about you? What are you guys doing for dinner tonight?
Well, wife's working late. I think we're just we call it a farage night, where we just kind of
raid the fridge,
do our own thing, and raid the fridge and clean out leftovers and things like that. So. I think it's going to be a pretty low-key night around the old Steehn DeRosa. We did go yesterday and see the Memorial Day extravaganza at the Liberty Memorial. If you've ever been to Kansas City, you've ever seen the big monument in Midtown, just out of downtown, to the World War I. They had the symphony playing there and everything. They had the 1812 overture complete with fireworks at the dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Yep. Beautiful. The fireworks timed perfectly to the 1812 overture and then into the full patriotic music with fireworks in the background. Pretty good time.
Yep, Tchaikovsky.
Certainly is. I hear good things about him.
That's who wrote the 1812 overture.
I know it is. That's what I said.
Well, I wasn't sure because, you know, if you're talking to Reichel, he probably doesn't even know. He probably thinks that's some Russian hockey player.
Is that the backup goalie for the Flames? He can't go low. He can't go low, man. So. All right, very good, my friend. Well, let's. I know people love us. They tune in. They love to hear our stories. But you know what? I think they're here to make money, buddy. So let's.
They are. Damn it! I didn't get the memo on that.
Go earn our paychecks. What do you got for us?
All right. Well, we got some exciting Major League Baseball. Too bad I don't see Tim Earl in the chat because it's the New York Mets, the Washington Nationals. Oh, Mike S said that Butler busted up his 11 prop parlay because his assist total was moved to 4+, and like we said, he had 1.
Ooh,
Mike, you're not alone about how Butler screwed over a lot of things because all he wanted to do was shoot the ball. Didn't get a lot of help from his teammates.
Adebayo showed up, and that's about it.
Yeah, Adebayo and what? Anybody else score any points? I mean, Butler had 35, Adebayo had 25, and then Lowry had 15, but he shot 4 of 12.
Yep.
But how bad is it that Adebayo had 4 assists and Butler had 1?
They win that game with a healthy Hero.
I think they'd have a lot better chance.
Okay.
I mean, you look. Lowry was 4 of 12. Oladipo was 4 of 12. They were combined 2 of 13 from 3-point range. They probably could have been, if they had a healthy Lowry and a healthy Hero, they probably would have won.
All right. I mean, okay, I was just curious.
That's like the saying goes, though: if your aunt had balls, she'd be your uncle.
What they say. All right. All right. So this is a fine matchup here. By the way, this game tomorrow is going to be quite a pitcher's duel. Just saying.
Oh God, is Adon pitching again? No, he just threw Saturday.
No, but I will say, it's Corbin. So,
oh God. Well, at least he's coming off a win.
Keep an eye on the win today. Wherever you are, wherever you're watching those games, there's a good chance if it's east of the Rocky Mountains, there's a good chance there's a fucking wind blowing out of the south. So
yeah, I'm double checking now because I found a good follow for weather and stuff on Twitter. It's Ballpark Pal. You ever seen them?
No.
They break down what the wind is and what the impact is going to be and everything else. They break down the weather forecasts, how it could affect a home run percentage and all that. They're actually projecting the wind to blow about 8 miles an hour towards right field.
Okay.
So they've got the wind impact as low there.
Yeah, that's not bad. Anything single digits isn't that big of a deal. I wish they were playing in KC today. We're cranking out of the Southwest at about 30. It'd be a fun night at the old ballpark.
Yeah, I saw that Cleveland is going to be a place for that tonight too.
Yep, wouldn't be surprised. So Chicago, St. Louis. I don't know who's on the road and who's home, but
St. Louis is home right now. They're playing the Padres in about might have just gone off.
Okay.
But they got all kinds of good stuff on there. You might want to check them out.
That's just part of the service. Oh, I love that. Yeah, I will definitely follow them for sure. Just one of the many services we provide here at the Max Wagers Network. It's KMWN, traffic and weather on the nines, bringing you all the hits that you want to hear.
And even some of the ones you don't.
Speaking of hits, how about those Mets?
Well, I mean, they came back and beat the Phillies last night because the Phillies found a way to once again blow a ninth inning lead and lost in extras. I guess that's pretty much what you can expect from them.
Yeah. Of course, the Astros today too.
Unknown asking about the Mets bullpen. While they did use 5 relievers yesterday, nobody went more than an inning. And most of these guys aren't very good because, I mean, do you really think that you want to rely on Adam Ottavino and Steven Nogasek and whoever the hell this guy is? Jolie Rodriguez. Basically, the only guys the Mets used of any consequence yesterday was Drew Smith, who threw 2/3 of an inning, and Edwin Diaz, who threw the 10th. I'm not too concerned. I mean, they're facing the Nationals, and while the Nationals are better offensively on the road, they're still not very good. Scott, what do you make of Eric Fetty?
You know, he's got a better ERA than he probably deserves for how he's pitched this season. I want to fade him, and then he goes out and pitches like he did last time and absolutely handcuffs the Dodgers for 6 innings, giving up no runs, 4 hits, and a walk.
Yeah, he's got a 4.17 FIP.
That's what I'm saying. So he's pitched a little better than some of his primary stats. I mean, he's pitched worse than his primary stats would indicate. He's a guy that's going to go out there and he's going to give you 5, most likely. He's going to probably keep you in the game. He's a guy that's not likely to go up and give up 5-6 runs and get beat up out of the ballpark. You're gonna leave with a puncher's chance. He's going to give up 2 or 3 runs in 5 innings, most likely. So, I like this pitching matchup, though. I really do. Peterson has pitched very well so far this season, and
the Mets need somebody to pitch.
Yeah, he's been. He hasn't been quite as good at home as he has been overall, but it's still both not a huge drop off there. Somebody's asking about the bullpen usage, and
that's what I was just looking at when I was talking about. They used Drew Smith for 2 outs and Diaz in the 10th, and the other guys were Rodriguez and Nogasek and Ottavino.
Yeah, nobody's thrown more than 34 pitches in the last 5 days. How about that?
So that's not bad at all.
No, there's nobody. There shouldn't be anybody. Rodriguez may not be available after throwing 17 yesterday, but everybody else should be available. I would think out of the bullpen should be fairly well rested.
Yeah, and you're looking at the Nationals bullpen. You know, Finnegan threw 23 yesterday, Machado threw 19, Tanner Rainey threw 18. And then on Saturday, since it was the doubleheader, you had Ramirez threw 38, Morano threw 36, Steve Cishek threw 27, Finnegan threw 17 and Carl Edwards threw 19. He had 9 pitches he threw yesterday. So you have to wonder what does Washington have left?
Right. To put a little perspective on it, nobody in the Mets has thrown more than 34 pitches in the last 5 days. Everyone, with the exception of Machado, has thrown 38 or more, or 37 or more in the last 5 days. So it is quite a disparity for bullpen usage, and something that we probably don't talk about enough, but certainly something that has to be factored into the games, especially when there is, I'm going to say necessarily questionable starting pitching, but pitching that is likely going to need at least 3 innings out of the bullpen. A guy that's probably not going to go, with 5 or 6 is going to be his absolute ceiling. So,
yeah, and you look at the Nationals don't string together wins very well. 7-24 in their last 31 after a win. They've lost 6 of their last 7 last series openers. They've lost 6 of the last 7 at Citi Field, and they've lost 13 of the last 18 meetings overall with the Mets.
Right. Now, they did a nice job at home against Colorado. Of course, Colorado, as we know, is a dreadful road team. Just not the best thing you can say about Colorado on the road is they're not quite as bad as they were last year. But they were almost.
They sure are, Cotton.
They just are almost historically bad. So, other than that, when they come up against real teams, they struggle. And the Mets, make no mistake, are a real team. This is a Mets team that's won 3 straight and 6 of their last 8. I'm with you on this play.
Sounds good.
It's good. That's a good value. That's $1.05 in value. As far as the run line goes, that's not bad for a Mets team that has scored. They scored some runs. They've scored 5 or more in 5 of their last 6. So they're putting some runs on the board, maybe able to cover that run line, pick up $1.05 in value. Visiting team guaranteed 9 at bats.
That's true. So, shall we move on?
Absolutely.
All right. How about the Astros and the A's? Let me guess, you don't like this pitching matchup.
I didn't want any part of this game. 2 good pitchers. I would have probably played the A's just for value.
I was thinking about it, but I also know that I can't trust Blackburn to keep this up forever. I mean, you look, and like we've talked about last week when we did take him over, who was it? Was it Robbie Ray that was pitching for Seattle that day?
I think it was.
Blackburn now has 5 wins this season. In his 5-year career coming into 2022, he had a total of 6 wins.
Okay.
I'm just worried, how long is he going to be able to keep this up? Because it's not like he's got overpowering stuff.
I feel like we were last year sitting in the Cy Young Awards, and they give it to Robbie Ray, and you kept going, but he's not that good. It's all smoke and mirrors. And yet he did it the whole season. So I understand where you're coming from. You look at the historical background of Blackburn, and you go, well, he's never done this before. But
put it this way, he's set a career high for wins.
Okay. How old is he?
He is actually 28.
Okay. All right. So he's toiled for a while.
Yeah, he'll be 29 later this year. I'm also looking at the way Valdez has really turned things around after his slow start to the year. He's won his last 3 starts, and his team's won the last 4 starts he's been out there. He hasn't given up more than 3 runs in any of them. He's got 6 straight quality starts on the books. So it seems like he figured things out after getting roughed up.
Ask me how that went with Joe Musgrove this weekend. He's made has a quality start in every start, including in the league. He'd gone 8 for 8. Now he's 9 for 8.
Yeah, that's right. Because didn't is that the game Rogers blew in the 9th?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured.
Not good. Okay.
I'm just, I think Houston is playing good ball. They're worried about the Angels, who, of course, thought there was going to be a pitching matchup yesterday, or a pitching duel yesterday, because you had Sandoval and all that going, and that game was 11-10.
11-10. Yep.
And I'm just going to take a look at the bullpen thing here. Oakland has, let's see, Jimenez threw 16 yesterday, Maul threw 18, Acevedo 15, Selman 14, Austin Pruitt threw 38 on Saturday. They haven't used Lou Trevino since, he threw 5 pitches, okay, but they hadn't used him since Thursday, so at least he'll be fresh.
Yeah, this is an A's bullpen that isn't fantastic, and they're worse at home with an almost 5 ERA. They're at the unfriendly confines of Oco or Alameda County, or whatever the hell they call it now. I don't know what is it now,
The
Chris?
dump.
The dump. It's. You ever been there?
No, I think they call it Ring Central Coliseum now.
That's right, Ring Central. It's, by the way, it's awful. It's awful. The toilets back up when it rains, and it's a nasty place. Of course, it's made up for by the friendly, welcoming football fans. They're happy to see you. They're cheering for the opposition.
Well, I mean, can you really root for anybody that's played there? I mean, of course the Raiders are gone now, and I don't think they play much college there.
No, I meant, generally speaking, I was there for a football game.
Well, I can imagine they probably wouldn't have welcomed you with open arms.
No, they do not. There's no friendly rivalry. There's no camaraderie. Best team win. None of that bullshit. You keep your head on a swivel, and you're prepared to fucking throw down.
Yes. Yeah, I can imagine.
Good time.
Probably like when Miami fans come to Buffalo and get pegged with snowballs.
You guys do that? That's not cool.
I didn't say I did it. I said it happens.
Okay.
It's not like Philadelphia where they throw batteries at you.
Yeah, stay classy, Philly. All right, so you're on the Astros here. Athletics don't open up well. 2-9 last 11, game 1, like that. Astros playing well in their division, play well as a favorite. So they do. When you expect good things out of them, good things happen. Generally, 20-6. That's impressive.
And the A's do poorly against left-handed starters at home. I don't understand that. But then again, I'm pretty sure Oakland is. We know we're not intimidated by the A's offense.
No. The only thing that kept them from being the absolute dregs like we anticipated was their pitching has been a little better than we thought.
I mean, on the plus side, at least they're hitting 230 against lefties. They're hitting 205 against right-handed pitching.
Wow, mashing from both sides of the plates.
Sadly, Houston isn't a whole lot better. They hit 235 against righties and 208 against lefties.
Somebody tweeted the other day, asked Kansas if they wanted the Athletics back. I said, we've already got one. Thank you. We don't need another one. Yeah, okay. I still think for the value, I play the other way here. But then again, I didn't hit a 10-teamer, so that should be the tiebreaker. Anytime you and I have a question. Oh yeah, how many 10-teamers did you hit last week? I didn't hit any. Oh well, fuck off then. So play the Astros.
And this game starts at, I think it's 4:05 or 4:07. Those weirdo times.
Mm-hmm.
From the Oco Coliseum, which we already said Ring Central, but we'll just call it whatever we want. We'll just call it the dump.
Ring Central, is Ring Central a company, or is it the Ring Doorbell company?
I'm gonna have to look, because Ring Central is apparently a publicly traded provider of cloud-based communications.
Yeah. So, okay.
Apparently, they're basically a business phone company.
You understand the cloud, Chris?
Yeah, everything gets lost in the cloud.
Moving on.
Or old man yells at clouds. Whatever works for you.
Old man yells at clouds. I should get that on my license plate.
I don't think it'll fit. You have to figure out a way to really shorten it up.
Yes, absolutely.
So that takes us to the lone hockey game of the schedule, Scott.
Ice, baby.
Yeah, you know who we got?
Right down near your neck of the woods.
Well, close enough. It's more in Tim's neck of the woods, but
Well, Tim's not co-hosting the show today, so
Tim's not here, man.
How close is Raleigh to you?
It's about, I want to say 3.5, maybe 4 hours.
Okay.
Charlotte's like 2. We're basically right. Charlotte's like 2, and Atlanta's like 2. So
you leave now, you can make it.
Yeah, but I mean, why would I want to go watch this game? I mean, I don't like either one of these teams.
There could be a goal.
There could be. I mean, they actually went over the total in Game 6.
I'm aware. It was our farm play. Thank you very much.
Oh, there you go.
All right, what do we got here, bud?
Well, I mean, if you look, the home team has won all 6 games.
Yes, they have.
Which, if you go back to the first round, that means Carolina has seen the home team win in all 13 games they've been in the playoffs.
That could be a trend.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually the longest streak since going back to the 1960. I think it was the 1962 Leafs that had 11 straight games with the home team winning.
Oh, that's a good team. Remember the Leafs?
Yeah, I'm sure you remember them. You probably didn't even know they existed.
Yeah, Jean-Pierre Omelette and
That's the
Ulala
Canadians, you
Johnson.
idiot.
I don't know.
No, that was a team that had Dave Keon and
Don't look it up and then act like you knew it. Just fucking move on.
I'm a Leafs fan, remember?
You don't know the 62 Leafs team.
I can tell you Bill Barilko got killed in a plane crash after the 1964 Stanley Cup Finals.
That's certainly random and unexpected.
After he scored the winning goal in the Stanley Cup Finals, his plane went down a couple days later.
Okay, I'm not really sure I'm supposed to react to that. Sorry.
But yeah, it's the same goalies we've seen all series. It's Igor Shesterkin and Antti Ranta. The biggest issue here is that road teams don't seem to win in this series. It puts a lot of pressure on the Rangers, who are 0-6 in their last 6 as an underdog. They're 0-5 in their last 5 as a road underdog. They've lost 6 of the last 7 meetings against the Hurricanes in Carolina going back into the regular season. And they've lost 6 of their last 7 road games, period. Their lone win was that win in Game 6 against the Penguins in the first round that extended that series to 7 games. I got to tell you, Scott, I think, when you've seen the home team win repeatedly, it's kind of hard to go against the home team in this series.
I totally agree. I would be super impressed if you're like, you know what? You take the Rangers, you laid out your case for it. Rangers won. I think that would be super impressive, but I don't see it. I don't know how you go. I don't know how you go right into the teeth of 13-0.
Yeah, it's difficult.
You just can't do it. And I do think at the end of the day, it's going to come down to really the goaltending in this one. And who do you think is the better goaltender here?
Boy, I tell you, I got a lot of faith in Shesterkin. I think, he earned the right to be a Vezina finalist, but he looked ordinary in the first round against Pittsburgh. He's been better in the second round, but you have to wonder, both these goalies don't have a ton of playoff history going for them.
Well, and Ranta was the backup pretty much the whole season, right?
Yeah, before Anderson got hurt right at the end of the year.
Right, and Anderson's been healthy for most of this series, if not all of it.
Yeah, and they haven't put him in. I guess he wasn't even in the backups goal during warm-ups this morning. They had Kachetkiv in there. So apparently they're just going to roll. They're going to live or die with Ranta. I mean, it didn't pan out in Game 6.
Right.
But I think here, Carolina, they've got a little more depth in their forward group, and that might prove to be the difference.
Yeah, it's weird. If you'd asked me going into this series which goaltender I had more faith in, it'd have been an easy call. But, you ask which one's been better in this series, and it's probably Ranta.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned the underdog stuff. That's just not good. Of course, that's all playoffs there too. So
right.
Okay. I don't. Do you think there's value at 145?
I've seen it as high as like 160. So
right, I have seen it higher than this. So basically, you're saying they play this game 5 times. Carolina wins it more than 3.
Yeah, I would say so, especially being at home. And you look at the home games in this series, and the Rangers have scored a total of 2 goals in 3 games on the road, compared to 12 at home.
Why is there that dramatic home field advantage or home ice advantage? I mean, obviously the crowd is there. That helps, certainly. But
and there's always
more the way the calls go. How do you attribute that?
Well, some of it too is the fact that, when you're on home ice, you get the last line change. So if you're the visiting team and you roll out your number 1 scoring line, I'm going to bring out the guys that are going to grind those guys into the dirt.
Right.
So you get more favorable matchups. If they roll out their 3rd or 4th line guys, you put your top line guys out there. So it gives you the opportunity to get an advantage, basically off every stoppage. And sometimes you can steal goals that way.
Right. Right. And that's probably an underrated part of hockey that you don't hear that much about, generally speaking.
True. I mean, and you're looking here too. If you look at the series, Carolina has outshot the Rangers in 5 of the 6 games. The only game they were outshot was game 1. They were outshot 28-26. So you're putting a lot of pressure on Shesterkin to keep you in the game, because the last 2 games, shots on goal were 34-17 and 39-25. You're looking at some ugly numbers.
Right. It definitely sounds like the Rangers defense is kind of heading the wrong direction.
And it brings up the ever famous quote from Rocky 3 when Rocky's trying to fight Clubber Lang in the rematch. And he says, "Tomorrow, there is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow for one of these teams."
That's right. There is no tomorrow. Well, that's I mean, yeah, actually, there's going to be no tomorrow for both these teams.
But not for this season.
Unless they get in the plane with the guy from the 64 Leafs. It may not be tomorrow, but yeah, it's going to, one of them's going to be involving being on a beach. The other one's going to involve getting ready for the next round of the playoffs. So Hurricanes here -145. Do you want to get involved with the puck line in a low scoring series like that?
Well, I mean, there's value there. I mean, if you look in this series, even though it's been low scoring, the only game that was decided by 1 goal was game 1, which was the overtime game. Everything else, Carolina won 2-0. The Rangers won 3-1 and 4-1 at home. Then Carolina won 3-1 at home, and then the Rangers won 5-2 on Saturday. So, I mean, I think there's value there, because it seems like if you win, you're going to win by multiple goals. That's just the way it's been. It was the same way in the first round for Carolina with the Bruins, where every game before Game 7 was decided by multiple goals, and Game 7 was only a 1-goal game because the Bruins scored with 20 seconds left.
Right. Okay. All right. Very good. What else you got?
Well, now we get to the fun part of the show, because there's not a whole lot to talk about.
We got an NBA, so let's make some money, buddy.
All right, and
we get you guys back to your barbecue early tonight.
Hey, why not? Now, see, I put those in there like we talked about. I forgot to change the font, but that's okay. Down at the bottom.
Oh, okay. I didn't read down far enough. Okay, very good.
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't like the returns on the money lines, but that's mainly because the Dodgers one is so ridiculously high.
But it lets everybody know. It gives everybody an idea of the difference in the payouts. So, and you can, and if you want to cross them up, you can do that. Chris doesn't have unlimited time, so it's not like you're going to map out every possibility of your 4-team superfecta box. But
yeah, it would be kind of tough to try and how do I know if you want to take the Red Sox on the run line and the Mets on the money line, or vice versa, or whatever else?
Right, and it just gives you an idea of what the difference in payouts is to play the money line versus the run line. Okay, very cool. So the first one there, you got the Red Sox. We didn't talk about them, but
it's Rich Hill going against Tyler Wells again.
Okay.
We talked about Tyler Wells a little bit last week.
Well, we were contractually obligated to do so, but
I forget who he pitched against, but it was somebody from the Yankees.
What was that game? Was it the new kid? The new kid from the Yankees?
Oh yeah, that's right. He pitched against Sears.
Yeah, and he
wasn't bad. He got 2 runs on 5 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts in 5 innings.
You think Rich Hill's found a little something, bud?
I think Rich Hill's older than dirt. I mean, I remember when he was a rookie pitcher for the Cubs way back then.
He's had just one quality start this season, and it's mainly because he doesn't go long enough.
He tends to go maybe 5 innings.
He's made it through. He's made it out of the 5th one time.
Yep, I see that. That was in that game against Texas.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if he goes 5 against Baltimore, I mean, let's take a look at what these bullpens look like, because there's been a lot of high scoring games in that series. Let's see. Yesterday, Boston only had to use Philip Valdez and Tanner Houck, who threw 14 pitches. Meanwhile, if you go to Baltimore, they used Cody Sedlock threw 71 pitches yesterday.
Difflin threw 73, and Keegan Aiken threw 46. Aiken out of the
that's in the last 3 days. Yeah, he threw 46 on Saturday.
I know they're using him out of the bullpen now.
Yeah, I think he was. He piggybacked off somebody else.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Dipplin and Sedlock are done.
Yeah, Aiken's probably got to be limited, I would think.
Yeah, if they're gonna use him as in a relief role, I would think he would not have more than 2 innings in him. Everybody else,
they're probably down to like Dylan Tate and a bunch of guys you don't want to talk about because you never
Jorge Lopez. That's where he ended up. Very nice.
All right, Jorge Lopez.
What?
I said Jorge Lopez.
Dude, really? Do that?
It's Jorge Lopez.
Okay.
He used to pitch for the Royals, right?
Yes, he did. So speaking of pitch for the Royals, so did Jake Diekman, and he went 43 yesterday, and he's their primary lefty out of the bullpen. Oh, they have Matt Strahm there too. Speaking of shitty lefties from the Royals, very good. So everybody else, I would think, should be available out of that Red Sox pen, other than Diekman. Diekman's burnt; he's done. But everybody else,
I didn't realize they threw him that much. Well, no, that's 43 in the last 3 days. He threw Friday, 21.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Friday.
my bad. Yeah, 21, 22. So 43. Okay, so he's probably okay then. He's probably all right.
Boy, where's Brandon Workman when you need him? You know.
Good name. All right, very good. Oh,
the Dodgers are playing the Pirates.
It's the
got
Dodgers.
So caught up with putting all the lines in there so people could see the difference in the money lines
or
the run lines. I left the Pirates off.
The Dodgers in midseason, man. It's you're going to start to see those 300s in there.
Yeah, it's Walker Buehler against Zach Thompson.
It's just hard to bet against Buehler.
And you're looking at Thompson, who is, he was bounced out of the rotation, I think, for a little bit. He's comes in. He's on the year. Let's see.
Just no.
He's 2-4 with a 5.50 ERA and a 1.54 WHIP. 14 walks, 27 strikeouts over 34 and a third. And if you need any more background as to why he's not all that great, he pitched in his third start of the season. He lasted 2 innings and gave up 9 runs against the Cubs, and again they lost 21-0.
These teams have a weird statistical anomaly. The Dodgers, they average 5.6 runs per game. Their opponent scores 3 runs per game. On the road, the Pittsburgh Pirates average 3 runs per game, and they give up 5.6 runs a game. So this game should be around 5.5 to 3. That's my prediction for the final of this one. I would say, all seriousness aside, that even though the Dodgers are the home team there, I'm okay with the run line here. You have to do something to put a little value on that.
Which run line would you play? Because like I said, they're all there.
Which were you talking about? The Dodgers or the Hurricanes?
Yeah, the Dodgers. Would you play the 1.5, the 2, the 2.5? Plus or minus 17.
Oh, I see now. Sorry. Yeah, no, I'm fine with that. 40 cents of value for an extra run has no appeal to me whatsoever. Especially with the home team. No, I'm not going to get out over my skis. I'll just take the 1.5 and sweeten up that parlay a little bit from the 330. I would play the minus 145 twice on both of those bets.
Gotcha. So what would that pay out at?
I don't know. Somewhere around, I'm going to guess in the 180 range, maybe 2-1, something like that.
I'll punch it up real quick here. And
run it through the Wayback Machine.
Yeah, exactly. The way back machine.
How was my guess?
185.
There you go.
So good guess.
I try to have all those tabs up, and inevitably I'll have 19 tabs up. The one I need, I don't have. So today,
I do that too.
Today I don't have the parlay calculator. I've got Baseball Reference up twice. I've got StatFox all over the place. I've got Don Best open up. I've got everything I need. Oh, what's that parlay thing? Fuck.
That's what I do when I'm trying to go through and do all the research for my picks and stuff. It's like I got all these tabs open, and then you go to StatFox, and it's like, we don't have any odds. And you go to Vegas Insider, like, we don't have any odds. And you go to Covers, and like, we don't have any odds either. I'm like, well, what good are any of you people?
The best place for early odds, and they're not necessarily very good. And that's the problem. Is 5 dimes. But if you want to get a ballpark figure of what some of those games might pay, it's on my grid. If you got a grid, so
gotcha. I'll have to bookmark. Is that 5dimes.eu or?
I have no idea. I just know it shows up on the Don Best grid, and they're always the ones with the lines up first. Okay, so there you go. So there's your difference in payouts right there. 152 on 100, 394 on 100. If you lay the wood, same thing with the Dodgers. If you were to lay that with 330 and put it up with the Hurricanes, there, you're getting 6-5. Okay, all right, you're still getting plus money. So if I can get a 330 play and put it together with something else and still get plus money out of it, I'm okay with that. If you want to take the run line, though, you take both of them. It is a 381.55.
55.
All right, very good. You got a 4-teamer?
Yeah, I got one of them too.
Excellent.
We talked about the Astros already. I'm going to go with the Marlins over the Rockies. This game's at Coors Field. Pablo Lopez, not to be confused with Pablo Escobar or George Lopez, taking on Ryan Feltner. Scott, you got anything to say about Ryan Feltner?
He's not good. Yeah,
All right,
this was my play of the day.
He's
made one start at Coors Field and he's made 3 starts total. One of them is at Coors, and he got absolutely drilled, giving up 6 earned in 2 2/3 innings, 3 home runs. Oddly enough, Pablo Lopez has never pitched at Coors Field. So you've got 2 guys pitching that have 1 game experience in Denver there. So
and on a long shot alternative there, if you were to try to play the old, will this guy hit a home run parlay? One guy you might want to back is Randall Grichuk for the Rockies.
He's
Grichuk, whatever.
Yep.
We'll call him Grimace, because they wear purple uniforms. It works. He's faced Lopez twice. He's homered twice. Pretty good track record.
Very good. Very good. That's good to know, sir. I'm just looking at the weather in Denver. It's a little chilly, so I'm thinking they're behind this front, but I'll see how much wind they're getting. It's a night game, right?
It is. It starts at. No, actually, it's a 4:10 start. They moved it. I thought it was a 6:10 earlier, but I could have gotten crossed up with the.
I did too. You're going to get the end of a pretty good hint of wind there, 14-15 west-northwest. And if I recall, I think Coors Field is laid out backwards. I want to make sure here. Has this been go? Nope, it is not. It's laid out just like every other field, or most other fields, rather. Dead south, dead north-south orientation. So anytime you get a south wind, so it's going to be blowing a little bit out to a right field, and it's going to be blowing out and to right field. So keep an eye on the lefties.
Yeah, let's see. And Grichuk's a right-handed hitter, but playing at Coors, if you get the ball up in the air, you never know where it's going to end up.
No, too high. Too what? Too high. What does that even mean? Okay.
First of all, it's too high. Who gives a shit? It's gone.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that play as well. I like the run line there. I like that you've caught. I thought when I put it in, didn't have run lines up yet. I put it in at +10. I put it in at +110 question mark, and then when I checked it, it was -105. So I wasn't happy. It was 55. It was 55-5. I know there's been a little Colorado money coming in here, Chris.
Really? People think Ryan Feltner can pitch?
I don't get it. We'll see. We'll see about that. We'll see about
I can't figure that out.
Rays over the Rangers. Yeah.
Drew Rasmussen and Glenn Otto.
Yeah.
I mean, Otto hasn't been bad, but
no.
Texas is still.
Hey, little dudes.
Kudos to Marcus Semien. He finally hit his first homer of the year over the weekend.
He was due, buddy. So
I think he was the first player in Major League history to hit 40-plus homers in a season and then go 40-plus games without have a stretch of 40-plus games without one. The next year in Major League history.
You fading my Royals here, buddy?
Yeah. Did you see who's pitching?
It's our old pal Heasley.
Yeah, so he could walk a bunch of guys and Jose Ramirez could homer.
He does like to walk guys. He's got 13 walks and 13 and a third. That is not ideal. That is not ideal at all. I don't love Plesac. He got absolutely torched his last time out. You want to play an over here, buddy?
Yeah, I was looking at that because the wind is projected to blow 14 miles an hour out towards right center, which, according to Ballpark Pal, could increase homers by 15%.
Plesac has had 2 games where he has not given up at least 1 home run.
All right, so, 2.
Now the Royals not exactly gigantic boppers, but they can lose some. Hunter Dozier has some power. Sal Perez is back in the lineup, so Melendez has some pop. I like that Melendez kid. Had him playing the right field the other day. What the fuck?
They need to get rid of Santana there.
Yeah.
You'd be better off having Tito Santana.
I don't know why you don't get rid of Santana and teach Melendez to play first base, or teach Sal Perez to play first base. I haven't seen much of his arm yet, but as far as just what I've seen so far, Melendez very good catcher, great at framing pitches.
And just real quick, Scott, apparently former TCU cornerback and former first-round pick of the Minnesota Vikings, Jeff Gladney, was killed last night in a car accident. He was 25.
Fuck. Man, that sucks. All right, bud. Okay.
I just saw that one on Twitter from Adam Schefter.
Brutal. I hope, I mean, I just, so much, I don't want to speak about this one, but so many of these are self-inflicted, just too much speed, too much car, man.
Right.
Some of those cars that those guys are able to afford, they are not safe with an average driver behind the wheel. So.
And Steven wants to know why sports betting in certain states is so hard.
Talk to your state legislatures. That's it. Whatever rules are there were written as laws by your state legislators. So if you don't like the rules, if you don't like the fact that your state can't bet, you have to talk to your state legislators. That's the only people you can talk to. That's it. I wish I could fix it. If I could fix it, I'd fix my own state. I can't even fix my own state. So, all right, buddy, we got to rock and roll. What do we got?
All right, now we got the gargantuan menu. Take note, I had to mix in a bunch of props in here because with so few games to talk about, you got to throw some other crap in there.
I get that.
I'm going to take the Diamondbacks over the Braves. I know everybody's high on Spencer Strider for the Braves, but I'd like to see the kid actually,
show me.
Yeah, exactly. Show me the money. He's going against Zach Gallen. We know Gallen struggled a little bit last time out, but
I backed him, so it's totally.
Well, there you go. So now we're screwed.
Right. I don't have him today, so.
Oh, okay.
You're all right.
Well, we got the Giants over the Phillies. It's going to be Logan Webb against Kyle Gibson. Probably look towards the over there too because the wind is blowing out at Citizens Bank Park. Always an entertaining time there with the way things tend to go in Philadelphia. They project the winds 8 miles an hour towards right center, creating a run effect of plus 14.2%, and home runs could increase by 35% over a normal day.
That's impressive.
I know. So watch out for that. Because Citizens Bank Park has the smallest outfield in the league.
What is that? What is that? Gas Buddy? Parlay Pal? What the hell is it called?
Ballpark Pal.
Ballpark Pal. All right. Trey Turner over a hit and a half.
Yeah, he's got a 22-game hit streak coming into today.
Very nice, and you also have to take into account who they're playing and the fact that he's. Well, I mean, when you're churning the lineup, you're maybe going to grind out an extra bat there. Maybe you'll get that 5th or 6th at bat, and we normally,
True.
Get, So it does give you more opportunities. Pablo Lopez.
Especially when he's near the top of the order.
Pablo Lopez over 5.5 strikeouts against the Rockies. That's plus money. That's a nice play there. I don't hate that.
Yeah, I had Bundy because I didn't realize that game started at 110. I thought it was 210.
Okay.
So let's just see what he did.
It's 9 for the show.
Yeah, he's at 3 right now.
Okay.
So I guess he's not terrible, but
Canes in regulation.
Yep.
None of the one of these went to overtime or none?
Game one.
Game one went to overtime, right? Okay. Under 5.5.
Yep. I'm going back to the under. I just don't think that we're going to see an offensive bonanza again.
Agreed.
Shesterkin over 31.5 saves because he's going to have to do stuff to keep them in it.
Fan of that play for sure.
Yeah, then Trocheck and Svechnikov both to go over 2.5 shots. Trocheck's a good third line guy, but he's put some pucks in the net during the playoffs. Svechnikov is the one of Carolina's top scorers. He's going to need to shoot the puck too.
Now, since one of these games has already started, these numbers aren't quite accurate.
They'll be better though because now it's not minus 160.
So
for Bundy.
Yeah, true. That was well, they're not going to be better for 9-teamer, but it won't take quite as big a hit. So, but still, it gives you the idea on a $100 bet what those would pay. 101 grr.
Yeah, that's with the money lines for the Diamondbacks and the Giants.
Yep, there you go.
Compared to the run lines.
It's at your hands. It's at your fingertips. You got it right there. This is going to, if you had another one of these, it's going to sting even more because everybody got to see the potential payout and then didn't play it. So now you're like, oh, I had no idea. Before it was like, I had no idea it would pay that much. But now we're showing you that for your $100 bet, you could change your life, at least change the next couple of years.
And for that, you can play him. Scott Steehn, that's Steehn.
I just thought it'd be nice to see, bud.
His address is on the internet because Bronco Devil sent him a hat.
So yes, I mean I have.
So if you want to put together a group to rally with pitchforks to burn down his condo,
you think people are going to be mad at me because I suggested showing the potential payouts? So then when they don't play them, they saw the payouts. They're going to be mad at me.
Yes.
What kind of convoluted fucking logic is that?
Because it was your idea to put that up there. Otherwise, they could have just pled ignorance.
Well, they'd have found out the next day when we bragged about it all over social media. But
yeah, but then they didn't see it before that. So
fair enough. All right, yeah, come at it. I'm cool. Good luck getting past the gates. That's all I'm saying. Chris, any final thoughts?
No, I mean it's tough with having all these early games, like you said. It throws off a lot of the schedule. So take advantage of the games that haven't started yet. Of course, you'll see the second game of the exciting Cubs Brewers doubleheader with the opener going with two guys you've never heard of on the mound. The nightcap will have Ashby and Smiley. Wind blowing out at Wrigley, so could see a lot of runs there.
Enjoy. Last time I faded that 11.5 with the wind blowing out. They just
was the Diamondbacks hitting 35 home runs.
Fucking laughed at me. I think it was 14 after 6 or whatever. So yeah, it didn't pan out. So all right, guys, that's it for the show. We appreciate everybody stopping by. As always, please continue to have the rest of your Memorial Day weekend. Hope it's good. Hope it's safe. Hope you eat some good chow, spend some family time, all that stuff that everybody enjoys doing. So have a great day. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Stay tuned for Scott and I coming up at 3 p.m. Eastern time in just a couple of minutes. And tomorrow, Chris and I will be back to do our thing as we talk about everything under the sun. But really, we try to get to
just parlays.
All right. We'll see you then, guys. Take care.